Okay, we're going to go through a few tips for when you're starting out training with battle ropes. So the first one is to start small. So just keep your waves going from your shoulder height to your hips. Okay, so you need to get that power output, good technique before you can really go into the larger movements. Okay, so the first one is to start small. The second one is to stay relaxed. Okay, so if you're too tight, you're too rigid, you're going to fatigue far too quickly. So stay relaxed, keep your feet round about shoulder width apart in an athletic stance. Okay, and with your grip, we just don't want to be gripping that rope too tightly. So when you're setting up, okay, we want to be setting up with our, see we've got the heat shrunk handles there. We want to be setting up around about 8 to 10 inches from the end of the rope, okay? And when we're setting up, we're just going to tighten the rope up so it's as taut as it can be, and then just take half a step forward, okay? We don't want that rope to be too tight, otherwise it's going to be pulling us forward and we're going to be fighting against that rope all the time, okay? So the reason we want to grip so about 8 to 10 inches away from the end is because when you're doing longer sets, you're going to find that that rope's going to start to slip through your grip over time. All right, the next one is just to get into a rhythm with your breathing. So try and stay relaxed and get into a rhythm with your breathing. And then the last one is variables. So that just depends on what your training goals are. So if we're going to go for high intensity work, you know, we're going to be going for say 20 to 30 seconds with maximum output. Or if you're going to go for more sort of endurance type work, you know, you could go for 5, 10 or even 20 minutes. Okay, so that's going to be much more endurance based, but it just depends on what your goals are. But I find a good sort of balance is to try and combine the two together. So some workouts is going to be high intensity and some workouts is going to be sort of a lower intensity, but for a longer work period.